Well, hello there, friends. I'm Nancy Thompson of Create with Nancy, and welcome to my craft room. It is Friday, November 14th, 2025, and I'm just 2 minutes late today. Yay! So anyways, it's been a sunny but then overcast kind of day, but not bad. So we're thankful because we hauled everything up out of the basement for our holiday craft show. It is starting to look like a holiday craft shop out there in the garage in my classroom, and it's turning beautiful. So hopefully maybe Monday I will be having some photos to share with you all to see what to look forward next week. Starting on Thursday, our sale starts on Thursday through Saturday. So if you're local, we would love for you to come join us. Bring a friend or two because we have just such unique gift ideas. You're not going to want to miss it, okay? All right, so let's get started. I want you to feel inspired today to go and create. We are going to make this favor that we had at our retreat, our Peaceful Garden retreat that I did with my team back at the beginning of October, right here. We made these treats as a little favor for all the guests. Actually, one of my team members made them, Wendy. She did all the favors for us. And yeah, so we're going to make it today. It's such a simple, easy treat. Maybe you need something fun for your holiday table, or maybe you need a little tiny hostess gift. Whatever it is, going out to lunch with friends, and you want to have something small and little to take with you. This fits the bill and you're going to love it. Busy day there, Carol. Hi, Carol and Shirley. It's been busy here today as well. Okay, let's get rocking here today. Hopefully I got my camera set up here, right? There we go. That looks a little better. So we're going with this Traditions of Christmas designer paper again. It's back in stock, and I didn't look again to see if it's still available. I don't think it's sold out. So we've got some fabulous designs here. All right, and I only got this one little piece of this left, this design right here, and then the flip side is this cherry cobbler design on the back. Okay, and let's flip it over to these right here. Okay, and there's the back side, the B side, I guess is what they call it. Just great masculine on the back. Kind of fits any occasion, so you can use it beyond Christmas. Okay, all right, so and we're using the stylish shape dies. Okay, I think we are using quite a few of them, 1, 2, 3, and this one. Okay, did you see that? So this is like the second one. So the 2, 3, and 4, and then the very middle one is what we're going to use today for our cup. We did this at our team meeting. So this was one of our team projects we did this past Sunday. And this idea originally came from Stamp Amore. And I redesigned the handle differently than what she did, okay? Which I think is a little bit easier. So we're going to just set that aside. And so what we did was, these are some of the things we need, okay? So here is that largest circle right there. And then we needed one of those. And then we're going to use these two because we want to create the handle here, okay? So you would die cut these both at the same time. You just want to try to get as close to a nice inside down, the same diameter on both sides. Okay, you want to just get those two centered up well with each other. All right, so that way you can come out with one of those. So we need 2 of those, and when we put these together, we want to make sure we have the stitching on the outside, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so those are our circles we need with the die. So let's just plop these out of the way here. And then what else do we need? I'm going to walk you through cutting this from the beginning. So you could really make 2 at the same time if you're making a lot. Okay, so we'll just make one in case you get confused, okay? So we need a 4-inch strip, okay? We're gonna start with a 8.5 by 11 sheet of Pool Party. We're gonna cut off a 4-inch strip, okay? So, and then we're gonna cut this down to 9.5 inches, okay? Yep, let me just double check. Yep, 9.5 inches, okay? I'm gonna cut this off. So this is just scrap, all right? Hi, Sharon, welcome. Okay, now we're gonna do some scoring, okay? So let's park our cutter there. And we're gonna start off, our first score line is gonna be a 1/2 inch, all right? I'm gonna just double check my measurements here. And then we need 2 inches, and then 3 1/2, then 5 inches. So we're doing 1.5 inch increments, okay? So we're at 5 inches, and then we're gonna go to 6.5, right there. So just take your time and make sure you're scoring accurately. And then our final one is 8 inches, okay? And then we're going to take, and I just turn it this way, and we're gonna score this at, yes, what do we do? 2.5 inches on this side, okay? This is gonna create the bottom of our teacup, all right? This is gonna be the top part, and this is gonna create the bottom. All right, that is it for our trimmer there, our paperwork trimmer. So let's see, what do I want to do? You know what? I think I might just go and do my cutting right now, okay? So over on this end, this is that 1/2 inch side right there. We just need this tab right here. So I'm going to cut this part here at an angle. See, I've got just, there's the score line right there, okay? I just angled that a little bit, and then we're gonna cut the rest of this off. Actually, we're gonna just angle and create a tab here. So I even left a little bit. There's a score line there, and I've just angled that off, okay? You guys see that right there? So leave a little bit so this angles this tab. And we're gonna do that to all of them, okay? We're gonna just go down and create our little triangle right there, all right? And do this on all of them. This keeps, you know, just when we go to assemble the bottom of our teacup, it's gonna go together very well. Okay? Oh God, Mary, that scared me. She is coming in. Oh Lordy. She's as quiet as a mouse here. She's been outside setting up. We've been setting up today. All right, so let's do this. And then one more here. I'm gonna do this one right here. And then we're gonna angle this very last one as well, okay? So there's our teacup right there. My light right is bad over here. Let me move that out of the way. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, before, you know what? I think we'll burnish. We'll go and burnish our folds, okay? Just tuck those away. This will make the burnishing a little bit easier. Let's burnish that, and maybe we'll flip it over and burnish this right here. Okay, and then we'll burnish our tab here. Okay, and then we need to burnish all of these folds. So if you need multiples, you could easily do all your scoring, at least these long lines, and then cut it in half and do that 2.5 inch score mark. All right, on each piece. That's not bad, but just kind of think about it before you cut your cardstock up. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Okay, so we have some panels, okay? So I've got two pieces that are 5/8. Let me just double check this. Yes, 5/8 by 2 3/8, okay? We're gonna use that for our handle. And then I chose a paper where I like both sides of the designer paper. All right, so we only need 3 3 of these. So what I'm going to do, because the flip side is what's going to be on the other. So I'm going to take my 3 best ones, okay? And then these 2 will be my blue ones, because these kind of equal 1 panel, 2, 3 panels, because there's 6 panels on here. Okay, so before we go any farther, we're going to put some liquid glue. Yes, Nancy, do I have liquid glue here? You know what? We're going to use some tear tape today. Hopefully I got some of that here. Okay, let's go with some tear tape. So we're going to just put this up against the seam here. Okay. There we go. So we're going to practice this first. So when you fold this in half, this is the center fold right there. When you fold this in half, it should line up with this edge. Okay, you want these 2 edges to line up. If not, then just kind of work it a little bit. Okay, I must not have scored very accurately or something. Let's just line it up one more time. Okay, so now if we want to, at this point, you could go and I put them on afterwards. So let's just go and close up this seam now. Okay, so I just flip that over and line this up. Let's go this way. I like the liquid glue. Okay, why am I having such difficulty? There we go. All right, I've got my seam right there, and then this is where I want my, so in here is the seam panel. Okay, can you see that right there? Right here. I know the lighting is bad here, but wherever that seam is, that's where I want to put my handles. Okay, so I forgot to do this. We are going to put these 2 together. Okay, I've got stitching on the outside here, stitching on the outside there. We're going to pull our trimmer back in. Okay, you're going to keep these, hold these really, really tight so they don't move on each other. And sometimes you just got to trill your circles around so these 2 inside and outside perimeters match up well with each other. And I'm going to line it up at 3/4 and what is that, 1 1/4. Okay, in between the 3/4 and 1 1/4 inch marks. Was that right? No, half inch, excuse me, half inch. I gotta see if I put that in the directions. Yep, half inch. And it's a little tricky sometimes. You're gonna just have to kind of watch your fingers and make sure they stay in place. And we're gonna score that, okay? Hi, Vicki, welcome. Hopefully, I don't know what time it is in Australia, but welcome. Okay, so I have a score mark there. So I'm going to hang on to that, and then I'm going to try to fold these back on each other. I want to enhance that fold a little bit. Okay, we are definitely done with our trimmer now. So let's try to, I think it'll be okay if we separate them for a minute. I want to just kind of burnish these folds a little bit. So this is where mine is different than Stampin' with Amore, okay? So we're going to line these back up. Let's just close them and get these folds lined back up again. And I got to definitely find some liquid glue that works, because we definitely need it. Let me see, is this gonna work? Some of these squeeze hard and others don't. Let's see. Okay, this one does. Okay, so I am not putting any liquid glue on this 3/4 inch piece that I scored, okay? Oh, good morning to you, Vicki. So we are just gonna add adhesive on the larger part here, okay? So let's do this. Okay, and then we're gonna just secure these 2. Make sure you keep your folds lined up, okay? That's what's gonna make your handle sit well. Okay, so those are lined up, and give that a minute to secure. Now this is, let's go back to our cup here. Here's my panel, the inside panel. This is where I want to adhere my cup. So this is where it got tricky. I first did it by just gluing it on, and then I had trouble getting these to look straight. So this is my little tip here, okay? We're gonna add some liquid glue right here, okay? Just on that little folded piece only, just on this little folded down piece. And then we're going to add our 5-inch strip. I'm going to just center it. Okay. There we go. See that? All right. And it's just centered on there. Now we're going to put glue on here, on the designer paper, and then on this other side right here. Okay, you see that? We've glued that all up. Now where's my seam? Right there. So now I'm going to just attach my handle right to, well, I haven't pressed it down too hard, but it lines up perfectly over there with the edge, with the sides, 3 sides. And then this one, when I put this on, should line up, and it looks nice. Okay, so that is my tip on creating an easy handle. She had, you'll have to watch her video because I didn't watch it all the way. She used like her cutting blades to stop cutting at the circle, and I think this was just so much easier to do, quicker. Even my team member Wendy, after we had done it at our team meeting, she's like, oh, this is so much easier. I'm gonna make more of these now. Because that was the hardest part, was doing the handle. Okay, so what do you think? How does that look? Doesn't that look nice? So super easy. And then my teacup just still isn't whatever. Okay, so now we can start adding our panels on, and we're going to just go every other one. Okay, let's just go every other one, and it doesn't matter which way you do your paper. I mean, you could do this at the very end, but let's do this. And we're going to do a blue one. Because remember, I sorted out my prettiest designs, so I make sure they are showing. Okay, we'll do a blue panel. But you could easily mass produce these, I think. And then we're going back to another one. This paper is just so gorgeous. Okay, what do you guys think? Does this look like it's fairly simple and easy to recreate? And these panels are how much are they? 1 3/8 by 2 3/8. And I have a PDF ready for the next newsletter. So if you love to get PDFs, this will be in my next edition of the newsletter, okay? So make sure, if you're new to my channel, that you subscribe to my newsletter, and it will be in there, all the measurements that I used and directions. Okay, I should kind of explain. So here I kind of explained about where to score, that you need 2 of them, and this is, when we get to it, this is where we're going to need adhesive on our tabs. Okay, all right, one more here to go. And then I want to show you how to do the tabs, okay? And we still have 2 circles to use, okay? So you're going to need to know what to do with those 2 circles as well. Okay, here we go. Our panels are all done. So look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? I mean, you could make them all the same if you want, but I kind of like the varied patterns. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to just choose 3 panels here, 3 in a row. Okay, there's 1. Here's 2. It doesn't matter which 3. You just need to put adhesive. You could use liquid glue if you want to. It just takes longer for it to set up, and for you, you gotta wait. It just takes a little bit longer to put it together. Tear tape is quick and simple. Okay, there's our 3 in a row, okay? This should set like there. That one's setting fine, and then these 3 are blank. So we're gonna just start with, doesn't matter which, I'm starting with the middle tab, okay? And I'm going to, so you're going to take that one, you're going to take the one directly across from it, and this is where you want to create that octagon shape, okay? So you need to, like, they don't like line up with each other, you know, tip to tip. It's really this tip and just over the tip a little bit. All right, just kind of take your time, and if you get the first one where it feels good, let's separate those just a little bit more. Okay, there. Does that look like a good octagon? I can't speak today. Shape. All right, I think that's gonna work out okay. See that? Yeah, that looks good. So then we're gonna just choose another one, and you're just gonna do exact corners again, okay? Opposite corners, and then finally we'll do this last one here. Okay, and there we go. And see that? And then we're gonna just press it, and I think that came out really sweet right there. Okay, so what is next? We are gonna take our largest circle, and it's just gonna go down in here and cover up all that mess inside, okay? So let's add some liquid glue here. I got the wrong bottle, hang on. Here we go, we got glue now. So just put some liquid glue on it and just pop it down in there. You can use like your foam folder. It's a little humped up in the center from bringing all these tabs into the center, okay? All right, now let's finish off the bottom. So the large circle is too big. It kind of expands farther, but some reason going inside, it works well. So let's just add some more liquid glue to this here as well. And just center this on here, and that just totally gives you that finished bottom look right there. Just give it a minute. So, hey, that came out really good. I got one this one's a little funky. It's squattier there. And this one came out well too. Isn't that sweet? See, this one's off a little bit, but they would line up. Wendy did a great job with hers. They just look so sweet. You know, you could have them around in a circle or something as a centerpiece. So there's lots of great things you can put in there. We just filled them with some Hershey Kisses, some cello bags filled with Hershey Kisses. She put a little tag on it, and I'm not sure where that came from. And these were on our tables for our retreat. And you could do tea bags, some maybe even cocoa, all kinds of fun things. So, well, I hope this has inspired you. You can buy any supplies at createwithnancy.com for these favors. And let's see, next Wednesday, I should have a live, okay? Friday, I'm not sure yet because it's during our sale. So it's still going on till 4. So I'm probably not going to be here next Friday, okay? Unless I happen to get something recorded, which I don't know. I have all good intentions, but there's just still so much more to do. So, okay. And don't forget, subscribe to that newsletter so you can get your PDF tutorial for this fun retreat. And, yeah, so let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed this tutorial, and feel free to share it with others and give me some hearts and thumbs up if you did, okay? All right, everybody, have an awesome weekend. Stay warm, stay cozy, because, I don't know, we've had so much rain and I think more is coming. At least it's not snow, you know, that awful white letter word there. But a little bit of snow is nice, puts everybody in the festive mood for shopping. So thanks so much for joining me. I so appreciate you, and we will see you all